Hi, I'm Subu, bringing crafting to you. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for dropping by. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and press the notification bell so you won't miss any of my future videos. Thank you very much. So today I'm going to show you how to make this project organiser. I've designed this for classes or to just be organised when you're crafting. So all the bits that I'm ready to make my card I've got in the back. I've made it wide enough so that it can do a 5x7 card, or standard cards, and 6x6 cards. In the next bit you have got room for your glue. I use a little one there. You could make that wider if you needed to. This suits my needs. The next little bit holds scissors and your tear and tape. And in the last little compartment it holds the bone folder and your pokey tool. And in the front you can do several things with the front. I've got a block in there to be able to stamp with. I've got some embellishments, so you could stick that type of thing in. You could stick these in. In fact, they'll fit in together so that you're not losing things. Right, so we will begin. So first of all, we are going to need, let me make sure I've got my notes here. We're going to have a piece of card that is 5 7/8 down and 6 1/8 across, and we're going to mount a piece of DSP that is 5 3/4 by 6. Now, because I'm making a lot of these and I'm making it for my classes, I am using up some of my old DSP for this purpose. So this was from the Flowers for All Seasons DSP, so I am using that up. So we're going to start off by mounting this onto here. I chose to have this side showing, so I'm going to go for a nice little increment all the way round. So just put that on there to one side. Okay, so that's number one bit done. And then we need a piece of A4 size normal sheet. You're going to score down on the short side, which is the 8 1/4. You're going to score down 1 inch, rotate all the way down and score the other side at 1 inch. Then on the long side we're going to score at 6, and then we're going to rotate it round again and score it at 4 11/16. We're then going to burnish it. Now I've got my tools handy so I can see straight away where my bone folder is, so I'm not losing it like I normally lose everything. So this is a way for me not to lose everything. So we're just going to crease down our score lines there, and we're going to bring this up and score there, and then bring this up the other way and score there. Right, so I am assembling this in rather a different way than you would normally do. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut to the left of my score line. So I'm going along my score line edge so that it's giving me a neat finish to the edge. So you'll see the score lines on there. Then I'm going to go to the right on this side, just as far as that score line there. So we're making that tab. Then I'm just going to wedge this tab. So I'm going to do that on both sides. So we're wedging that tab. on both sides, and then I'm going to turn it round, do exactly the same. So I'm going to cut to the right of this score line down there, and then I'm going to cut to the left of this score line. So I'm really cutting down that score line, so I'm leaving the score line on the tab, and then I'm notching to take that off. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so we'll put that to one side for the moment. Now I want you to have another piece of A4 paper, and you're going to do exactly the same. You're going to score down on the short side at 1 inch, and then rotate it round and score again down at 1 inch. You are then going to, sorry, it should be that way. Then you're going to turn it round, and you're going to score this piece at just let me, I've got to double check what I've done. If I can't remember, I'll get my paper trimmer. So we're going to score it at 4 1/16. That doesn't look right. I'm just going to check with my trimmer. That doesn't look right. What have I done with my trimmer? That's the thing I needed to do a big one for my trimmer. I've hidden it somewhere. I wanted to put it out of the way, so didn't get it tripped. Oh, it's up here. There, sorry about that. Okay, so you've got your A4 sheet of paper. You've scored down at 1 inch, and you've scored down at 1 inch. Then you're going to put it in your trimmer and score it at the other way. Yeah, I must have done it this way. You're going to score it at 4 11/16. Yes, that was right. Yes. Then you're going to rotate it round and score it at 5 11. So your piece will still be attached like this. So it will be the whole sheet like that. So you're going to do that. That works out at 6 inches. So what have I put? I think it's 5 11/16. Yeah, 5 11/16, and you're going to score it down. Okay, you're then going to put it in so that you've got it on the other way like this. And you're going to, in fact, I'm going to just go and I'm going to get you a whole sheet of paper so that you can see how I've done it. That's too confusing for you. Sorry about this. So I'll just start again and show you again. So you have your 1 inch, and you're going to score that, putting it in on your short side. You're going to score that at 1 inch. Okay, so that's going to be scored at 1 inch. You're going to rotate round and then score the other side at 1 inch. So you want to be as exact as you can, so don't rush this part, because you want your box to align up properly. So it's hard with the camera there, so that it's in my sight. I think that's about right. So I'm going to do that 1 inch. Then you're going to turn it and score at 4 11/16. Oh, I know what I did. Score at 4 11/16. So if you're not quite sure about that, put it on 4 3/4 and pull it back that little mark, and that is your 4 11/16. Then you're going to move it along. This is what I did, to 5 and 11/16. So if you're unsure again, put it at 5 3/4, just pull it back that little bit to that little mark. That's it, that's what I did. Then put it at a 8.5. So you're going to put it at 8.5, and then you are going to cut it. So you are left with a piece like this. So just put that on one side and we'll score on this. Now you've already got an inch mark down either side. Now what you're going to do is put it in to 1/2 inch and score down. Rotate it 180 degrees so you've got the opposite side, and again score at 1/2 inch. You are then going to rotate it again and score this time at 1 inch on your long side. So do that at 1 inch on your long side, and also pull it back to 1/2 inch, and you will end up with that. Okay, so you have got like that. Okay, so I'll just put that because that's for my next one that I make, because I'm going to be making a few of these. Okay, so I will bring those back in. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut up your score line, just the right of it, left of it again. You are then going to cut up the next score line, and so you're going to crease these. They're going to go like that and then like that, and those will be creased as well. And we only need that part there that's going to stick on there for me, so I can cut this bit off. So I'm going to cut that bit off. So I'll show you again so you can see the template that I'm doing when I finish, and I'm going to cut that one off. So when you are finished, it will look like this, and I will just notch that in. Okay, and that will be notched in there, and we're going to repeat that on the other side. So we're going to go up the score line, up the second score line. We are then going to cut this just to the left of the score line to give us that neat, we don't want the score line left on there. I am then going to cut this down the score line, and then we're just going to notch the tabs. Okay, so notch the tabs like that, and so you've got something that looks like that. And we're just going to crease all our score lines now, make them nice. There we go. Okay, so that's one. We're just going to put that on one side and come back to the other one that we just did. So we're just going to burnish the score lines on these now. So I'm just going to take that down, and we'll take that up, and then that one up again, and then this one. Okay, like that. And just the same as what we did with the back one, we're going to turn it on its side, so it's the shorter side, and we're going to cut to the left of that score line and then notch on the other bit. Then we're going to cut to the right of the score line and then notch. So you'll be keeping, if I bend these out of the way, this side and this side will be keeping straight, and then you have got your tab in there. Okay, so we're going to do the same. I'm going just cutting to the left of my score line and then notching the tab, and then again I'm going to cut to the right of the score line and then notch. Okay, Okay, right, now what we want to do is we want to stick on, so we're bringing back the largest piece first. So the largest piece was our A4 piece that we've just scored down the 1-inch sides and the bottom. Now we're going to turn it over on the back, so our scoring's folding that way, so we're going to score it on the back, turn it to the back. Now this is going to be easier doing this before you assemble. So we're going to put our piece that we mounted with the DSP on first. Okay, so this is not a traditional way at all of doing what I'm making this box. I'm doing it completely different. So I'm just lining that up and making sure I've got equal increments all the way round. I could have, whoops, I keep slipping with my glue today, I don't know, seems to be a bit more slippy than normal. So that's better. So I've got that nicely on there. Then I'm going to turn that over, and I've got a piece of DSP for the back that measures 6 inches across by 4 and no, sorry, give you that again. It's 6 by 5 3/4. So it's 6 going across by 5 3/4. So you're just taking a little bit off your 6 by 6 DSP, and we're going to mount this on the back first. So this goes on the back, and just make sure we've got equal increments all the way round. Okay, like that. And this is going to go up, and let me just double check. Did I? So no. So then that's going to go on there. Yeah. So this time, the smaller piece that I got you to do, we're going to mount the DSP on the back of here, and this measures 6 by, so that's 6 across by 4 and 7/16. So we're going to mount this on next. Now, putting that piece on the bag, I'm working on strengthening this as much as possible, because these have got to travel. So they're going to be travelling and in and out of bags and what have you. So I'm really hoping that the way that I've strengthened this, it's going to work. Okay, now what we're going to do is make sure you have got your top bit so it's the right way. You're going to put that down, then you're going to fold this up, and you have got this piece, and we're going to put glue on the back of here. So we're going to get that all on the back of here, and we're going to mount this together. So this is adding strength because we're putting 2 pieces of card together. The glue also helps with the strength. So what I'm going to do is match these 2 up exactly. So I'm looking to line up the pieces of card exactly. So let's flatten it out now. I know I've got it the right way. So we're looking, these will not be, make sure your folds are together. So if you fold it in like that, you can see whether you've got the edges right, and make sure you've got them right, and then make sure you've got the top right. So that's just adding strength to it. Okay, now you're going to flip the back round like that. So lay it now so that that piece goes down, and these pieces here you've got. Now we're going to assemble these. Now you need to put glue on these tabs. Now normally I don't bother with wet glue. I usually use tape that adheres quickly, but I'm risking it today and using wet glue. I don't know why, because I normally, as I say, use the strong stuff so that it dries quick. But I have pre-assembled that other one and it worked fine. Now what I'm going to do is bring this up and stick those tabs. So those tabs are going to be stuck on the outside, not the inside, the outside. Then I'm going to bring it up and push these two together so that you've got this outer one wrapping round the back of your box. Look, so it's going the back of your box, so that is coming in like that. As I say, this is why normally I use the quick tape, because then it dries super fast for me and I haven't got to wait for it drying. So just hold that in for a moment or two. So push my bone folder in. Let's put it on its side. So I'll put it on its side, bend that out of the way, and just make sure it's there. Sure that that's okay. And then we're going to bring this up. Now, did I put the tape on? No, I do that after. Okay, so just move that out of the way. Now bring this small piece back in, and we have got a small piece of DSP, still measuring 6 inches going across, and its width is its width is 1 15/16. So I'm going to, now I think I did this side and then I'll do that other colour inside. So okay, so I'm going to put this with equal increments on the little bucket. Okay, so there. Right, so while that's drying, I'm going to bring in this and do exactly the same. So I'm going to put the glue on the tabs. So this glue on the tabs there and there. And then put my glue on my smaller tabs here. There we go. So then I'm going to put it flat down, bend these in, and then they come up. So just push those in there, and this comes up, push that in there, and then this flap comes up here. Now you note I have not put the DSP on this part yet, because there is a reason for that, we need it to cover some of the tabs up to give it a neater appearance. So we are going to do that in a minute. Okay, so now we're going to do the tabs here, and we're going to bring those in and bring that level there and just hold it a second or two to adhere. And then we're going to bring the side bit in and put a bit of glue on there, and then bring that piece up. Okay, and then this tab we're going to put glue on that tab. That's going to go round the inside there, and then again we're going to put the glue on the outside. Slide that up and that's going to stick on there. So I'm just going to lower it down. Keep your corners square and just go in with your bone folder. Just make sure that they've adhered. Now, when we're doing wet glue, you just have to be a little bit more patient. Okay, and then we're going to put glue all on the outside now. So the glue goes all on the outside. Okay, and then this is then going to sit on the top, so we're just going to put it back down so that you're getting it level. Just make sure that all your creases are all the same. So just mount it on your box, make sure they go in, just hold it a second or two to do that. Okay, now the reason we didn't put the DSP, because the DSP is going to hide those tabs inside. So this again is 6 inches by 2 9/16. So we're going to put some glue on the outside here. Do that. And then I'm going to put it in there, just leaving equal increment at either side and with the top. So pull it down so you can see that I'm leaving that even increment. So that's just going to be on there. So that's how it looks so far. Now what we're going to do is at the side we're going to go in fact I'm going to use my super sharp scissors. So I'm going to cut an angle down like this. So I'm going to go in there and take the angle down to there. Then I'm going to go into the second one and repeat. So I'm taking, if you've got bigger scissors, this might be better. I'm taking it down to that piece. Okay, and I'm going to do the same at the other side. I'm going from the corner of the top, trying to angle my scissors so that I'm getting the top of that box there, and then going in the same, trying to get my angle going so that I've got that going down there. Okay, and we don't do anything with the bottom. Right, now I just have a piece of scrap card here, and I'm going to lay the scrap piece of card. If you're wanting to know roughly about the size of it, it's just under 6 inches. It's probably 5 7/8 by your standard A5 width. And all I'm going to do is line up my box. So I'm going to line up the back edge of my box, and I'm going to line it up with the back and the bottom. So I'm going to try and line that up best, make sure I've got that. And then I'm just going to do a pencil mark coming all the way down my box. Sorry about that. And do that there. So I've got a rough guide to my side of my box, and I'm going to go down my pencil mark I'm hoping that I've got this as accurate as I possibly can. And then down there, and then taking that down there. Okay, so I'm then going to put this at the side and see how close I am, and I'm going to do it on both sides. So that one actually is that side, and I think today I'm going to glue that now on. Now what I did on my original box is I wasn't too far out, so I managed to do it from one template and cutting it out and turning it the other way. So, but this time it seems to be a bit different. This just gives it that nice finish at the side, so that you've not got all those different boxes showing. Okay, so you've got that there. So now I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to turn this around, so I'm using the square corner. That's it. Okay, so I'm using the square corner so that that is giving me the side and the bottom of my box. I'm just making sure that I really get that together. And then when I'm happy that I've got that, I'm just going to do that tracing again. Up the side of my box like that. And then again, I'm going to cut that out. And that way. And going up. I'm just cutting it up there. Okay. Okay. And so then I'm going to put that on there like that. So we'll see how I've done with that. So just marry that up. Okay, so get your edges, make sure you've got your edges square. There. That's it. And then just go back in, and if you've got any card that is showing, you can go back in and take a little bit off. Make sure that that's there. Just take those bits that show on the inside off. There we go. And look at the other side. That's not bad at all. Okay. I have to leave that side, that's fine. And then I've just got a piece at the bottom. So the base is 6 3/8 by 2 5/8. So I'm just going to glue this on the bottom now. So I'm going to put this all across my base. That's it. And then stand it down, make sure you get it straight, and put this on there on the base. Now just put a bit of glue on there, so just press this down to make sure it's adhering how you want it. pop down, just go in each of your compartments and press it down. Okay, and if you are unhappy, if you have some edges, you can go back in with your scissors and trim them off later. Right, now I've got for my bone folder, I've got a piece that is 3 inches across and it is 2 3/4 in length. I've scored it on the 3-inch side at 1 inch and 2 inch. You're just going to bend those in and pop your glue on either side. So you want glue on this side, miss that side, and then glue on the other side. Okay, and then all you're going to do is pop that in and push it against the edges so that let me just rub the glue off my hands. Okay, you're going to pop it so that your 1 inch tab fits at the back up against this side, and then this one fits up against this side, and just hold that, just put your fingers in, bone folder rub in, just make sure it's adhering in place. So I'm just going to hold that just for a second or two while my glue is drying. Okay, and I put my tear and tape against that just to push that in a little bit. And then for my glue, again, I've got another piece that is 3 inches by 1 3/4, and again I've scored at 1 inch and 2 inch, and I'm just going to fold those in, and the same thing again, I'm just going to put glue around the tabs on either side. Don't forget, you don't need any on that part, just move that out of the way, and exactly the same again, push those in, push it down, and you're going to do the back and the front so that it adheres in there. So I'm going to just get those in, and I can put my glue in. So there we go. So there's my glue in. So my glue fits snugly, and then I've got my bone folder and my pokey tool. There fits my tear and tape, and it does fit my scissors. So I like to keep my scissors still in their safety and the packet, so that does fit in then quite nicely. And we've got our little trinkets and things, and our block fits in there, and then our project. So everything fits in there lovely, and a nice box with a nice finish going off there, so that it's fairly sturdy, and you've got everything you need in your workplace. So I do hope that you liked that. So that's 2 I've made. I've got another few to make, so I will be making those. But I just thought it's great because, as I say, I've given it plenty of room there so that you can actually do different card sizes. And another thing that I've thought of, if you wanted to give a thank you gift, if you're doing this as a class, I made these labels the other day. I just thought how nice to pop one of those in for your customers or your class members, and they can take that home. So you can put a little treat in there. So I hope you like that. I'll hold it like that. There's the original one. So thank you for dropping by. I do appreciate that you've stopped by. As I say, if you are watching from my YouTube channel, and you see any of the products you like. I have used retired items here, but there's lots of new coloured card and the staple cards. It's just that I really love blue, and I stocked up on Seaside Spray before it went out. So I want to use up my Seaside Spray now. So there is Balmy Blue that is similar colour to this. There's lots of papers that you can use. Any of the 6x6s or the 12x12s would be suitable. So hope you liked that project. Thank you, as I say, thank you very much for dropping by. There is a link in my Facebook business page, which I will put the link on from the YouTube video so that you can shop with me if you'd like. So thank you very much. Stay safe, stay well. Bye.